I did not train abs at all, and this is what I looked like. I had a really good physique. What is going on, guys? Alex here coming at you with another YouTube video. So today I'm going to be explaining how to get shredded, how to get a six pack, how to get the abs that you always have wanted. You know, summer is coming upon us, so a lot of people are trying to get shredded, and you know they're going to be going to the beach. They want to look good, aesthetic. I understand it. I get it completely. So I'm going to give you all the tips and stuff, literally like a step-by-step guide, and all the little tips, even the smallest ones, that are all going to help you get to that level of being shredded comfortably getting shredded, because it's not easy to cut and get really lean like that. It's really hard on your body. It's hard on you mentally. So I'm going to show you the tips that I've done to get shredded and to get six-pack abs. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. Now, if you came into this video looking for an ab workout to get ripped and to get abs, you have come to the complete wrong video. That is not going to get you abs at all. I'll show you pictures right now of me doing my cut the way I did, like all these tips I'm going to include in this video. I did not train abs at all, and this is what I looked like. I had a really good physique, and I did not train abs. I'm not saying don't train abs. You probably should, but wait till you get lean and shredded to really focus on training them. You're not going to get abs if you have a high enough body fat. The only way your abs are going to reveal is when you get to a smaller body fat, 12%, 11, 10, 9, all that around those ranges, when you're going to start seeing abs and good abdominal definition. You can train abs and stuff, and that's going to help them appear a little bit more deeper cut, but you need to focus on actually getting lean enough first. So if you came to this video for an ab workout, this is the wrong video. I'm going to teach you actually how to get abs, okay? So the first thing we're going to get into is you need to find your maintenance calories. Now what that is, your basic metabolic rate, your BMR, is the amount of calories you would burn in your daily expenditure. Meaning if you were to, you know, go to the gym one day, go to your job, go to school, whatever, do whatever you would do on a regular day, you're going to burn a certain number of calories. Now it's different for everybody. It's trial and error, and I'm going to show you exactly how to go about trying to find those calories. Now, the first thing you want to do is look up like a BMR calculator online. It's going to give you a rough estimate. I highly recommend downloading the MyFitnessPal app to track your macros. That's what I do. It gives you a basic calorie number of what you should try to be aiming for. Now, to track your calories, you should be getting like a scale. You should track literally everything. The MyFitnessPal makes it so easy. You can literally scan the barcode of what you're eating, and it'll plug the macros in right for your day and show you how much you have left over to eat. To find your maintenance, use one of those calculators, get a rough estimate. Now, you want to eat at that caloric estimate for a bit. So let's say it gives you like 2,800 calories. You're going to eat around 2,800 calories for 3 days in a row. First thing, as soon as you wake up out of bed, you're going to go get out of bed, go to the bathroom, go to the scale, weigh yourself. Track that weight down. You can track it down on paper or in the MyFitnessPal app, eating at your maintenance calories. Now, if you start losing a little bit of weight, you want to increase the calories by around 100 to 200 calories until your weight stays the same for a consistent 2 to 3 day period. If you are gaining weight, you're going to want to lower the calories by 100 to 200 until your weight is stabilizing at the same weight every morning. Make sure you're drinking the same amount of water, eating the same number of calories every day. That's when you found your maintenance calories. That's what your body needs to stay at the same maintenance level, right? Homeostasis, whatever it is. Now, if you want to get to a caloric deficit to actually lose fat, you need to lower this. So this is all relative. If you want to have a really quick cut and you want to get shredded fast, but you risk losing more muscle, go into a higher 500 to 1,000 calorie caloric deficit, meaning you're eating from that 2,800 calories, subtract 500, subtract 1,000. That's how much you would be eating. You'll lose fat quicker the higher you go, but you also can risk losing a lot of muscle. I recommend personally taking the cut very slow. It shows that you'll maintain more muscle. I say around a 300 caloric deficit eating-wise to start off with in a cut. So therefore, if you're eating your 2,800 as your maintenance, you're going to start off at around 2,500 calories eating for your cut. Now, you can start incorporating cardio and stuff to increase that deficit and stuff like that, but we'll get in that later in this video. Now, the reason I say to start with just a 300 calorie deficit is because basically a lot of people like calorie, or they crash diet, meaning a lot of these kids who don't have much advice, probably some of you guys watching this, off rip, like off the start of the cut, you lower your calories a ton. Like you're already eating, like some people hit me up my DMs are like, yo, I'm eating 1,800 calories and I'm not losing fat. That's because you've crashed your metabolism. You've completely crashed your hormones, your metabolism, and you're not going to be able to lose fat until you go even lower. One of the big perks actually of having a very successful bulk, you bulk for a long period of time, your basic metabolic rate, your metabolism is going to be so high because it's used to being in that surplus. It's going to be like maybe your maintenance, where it used to be maybe 2,600. You go through a big bulk. Maybe next time when you start your cut, your maintenance will be 3,500 calories because your body's been in the surplus so long. It has to keep. It's harder and harder to put more weight on, so therefore it's increasing its metabolism and stuff like that. Same way when you're cutting. If you start lowering your calories too much too fast, your body's going to get kind of used to it and it's going to want to conserve energy, so it's going to lower your metabolism a bit. So therefore, when you could have been eating 2,600 calories being in a deficit. Now you have to eat 2,000 calories to be in a deficit, and it's very uncomfortable having a cut like that. So that's why it's really good to have a successful bulk. It gets your metabolism back up running and firing. So when you go into that cut, you can still be eating a lot of food, but in like being satiated and satisfied, but you're still losing fat. If that makes sense, I hope you guys understood that. It's very important to have an important bulk. So yeah, so again, starting with 300 calories is in a deficit is good because it's a low deficit. You're not going to be really losing too much muscle mass. You'll still be able to eat a good amount of food. Most likely, you'll be satiated. And for me, I personally like to do 200 calories worth of cardio every day of the week. Now, this is different for everybody. Some people like to only do like 4 cardio sessions per week, and then deeper into the cut, you increase cardio sessions if you start plateauing and not losing fat. For me, I like to do fasted cardio every single morning on my cut. It's just a way for me to start my day. The reason I do it fasted isn't any scientific benefit of losing fat. I do it fasted purely because I like to get out of bed. I won't do my cardio later in the day. The only way I'm going to get my cardio done, because I hate it, is when I first wake up, get it done with for the whole day, and I feel way better. And I do it fasted. I'll show you real quick. I take a fat burner actually in the morning when I do mine. You don't have to do this, but I recommend doing fasted cardio. Again, do around 200 calories worth of cardio per day off that 300 calorie deficit, and it'll put you into a 500 calorie deficit overall, which is very ideal and good for losing weight per week. I think it loses 500 calorie deficit. I think is supposed to make you lose 1 pound of fat per week, because I think 3,500 calories is equivalent to 1 pound of fat if I'm not mistaken, I think. Now, when it comes to the type of cardio that you should be doing, I recommend low intensity steady state cardio, LISS. Basically, this type of cardio is a low heart rate one. It's maintainable, but it's for a longer duration. For me, I go on the treadmill. I put it at a 13-degree incline, 13 to 15-degree incline, and I put it at 3 miles per hour, and I walk for about 20 minutes, like I said, every single morning. Now, once you start getting deeper into the cut, you're going to start plateauing a bit. Your metabolism is going to start lowering a little bit. It's going to suck. You'll have to eat less calories to lose more fat, but that's just how it is, it's how your body adapts. So therefore, you can increase the cardio. Maybe instead of doing 20 minutes every morning, I'll bump up to 25 minutes every morning so I can keep losing fat. Maybe 30, keep losing fat. Or if I want to, I would lower the calories. So instead where I was eating, the 2,500 calories, if I don't want to bump up the cardio, I'll lower the calories from 2,500 to 2,300. So it's all how it works, because your body's going to start plateauing, and you need to make sure you understand that. But don't crash your metabolism, don't crash your hormones. Make sure you take it slow. Slow way is the best way. So yeah, literally with this video, the biggest tip is going to be counting your macros, making sure you're in a caloric deficit, and doing your cardio. Literally that's like the key to losing fat. That is the most potent, biggest thing to losing fat and getting shredded, is doing that right there, making sure that. Now I'm going to get into some of the smaller, extra little details and stuff that you should know. It's going to help you with cutting and make you feel more satisfied when cutting, make it just an easier process, because it can get difficult when you get deep into a cut. You're not going to feel that great. Your hormones start to crash, and it kind of sucks, especially being a natty when you're cutting. Well, you don't have to take a fat burner, but it does help. It doesn't help. It's not going to make you get shredded taking a fat burner, but it will help a little bit in the process of losing fat. A lot of fat burners have some stimulants in it, so it's going to give you that extra needed energy when you're low on food, you're low on calories. So for me, I take my fat burner first thing in the morning when I wake up. A lot of them tell you to take it on an empty stomach and take you when you're fasted, because when you're in a fasted state, that fat burner and the ingredients in it are going to be better utilized to help your body target fat cells as the main fuel source when you're doing that cardio. So I recommend taking a fat burner. I take a non-stim one right now. I am sponsored by Rise, but I don't take a Rise fat burner just because they have too much caffeine in theirs, and I like a stim-free one just because I take a lot of caffeine later in the day for my workouts, or I drink coffee and stuff later in the day, so therefore I like to have a stim-free fat burner. A lot of them will have a lot of stimulants in it, so make sure you watch the ingredients on any fat burner that you go to take. So one of the first tips that I'm going to say to do is make sure you clean up your diet and you have a healthy, good diet. Now, you can eat food. You can eat like bad food, but and still be in a caloric deficit and lose fat. But I recommend eating really healthy whole foods, because therefore you can eat more volume. The volume of foods you can eat when you're eating these healthier whole foods, it's going to fill you up. It's going to make you feel full later in the day. You'll feel better. Usually when you're in a cut deep into it, you feel like, drowsy. You don't have much energy because you're not eating that much. Eating these whole foods really helps getting all your macro and micronutrients in. So real quick, I'm going to show you guys into my refrigerator what I like to eat for my protein sources and all that. For protein for me, I'm really big on fish. I'm big on cod, big on salmon, smoked salmon. Next to that, I would say I eat a lot of eggs. Eggs and egg whites really big for me. I do go to chicken sometimes. I go to beef and steak here and there. And that's pretty but like my main protein sources. I do have Greek yogurt sometimes a bit for a snack. That's also a really good one. For carb sources, I'm big on cream of wheat. Sometimes I'll have these low-calorie oats, the super gas, like 100 calories. I'm big on popcorn. So this low-calorie popcorn is really good for, like, I'll talk about that later in the video, but that's great. I'm really big on red potatoes, white potatoes, sweet potatoes is my carb sources. Rice is cool. I personally don't like rice that much. I don't have potato. So, but that's interchangeable. It's whatever for anybody. When it comes to fats, I try to keep my fats lower in a cut only because it's more calorically dense. So therefore, I can't eat as much food if I have a higher fat diet. But if you're going to have fats, the egg yolks and the eggs will be fine. Avocados are great. Nuts like almonds and stuff like that will also be awesome for you. Be awesome for you. But yeah, I am a big advocate of fruit. I eat a ton of fruit. People are gonna say like, oh, will this fruit make you fat? No, being in a caloric surplus can get you fat. I love fruit. Full of antioxidants, great for a cut. Good carb sources and stuff like that. Fructose, it digests a little bit differently than glucose, but it's whatever. My favorite fruits, I'd say like watermelon, strawberries, and stuff like that. Next thing I'm gonna talk about are the supplements. I want to show you exactly all the supplements that I like to take, especially when I'm on a cut. So regularly, I take like a multivitamin in the morning. With the multivitamin, I like to take like fish oil. I take like a B12 vitamin. I also take ashwagandha extract, which is very important. Get some ashwagandha if you're cutting. It's been shown scientifically to help lower your cortisol levels. Cortisol is a catabolic hormone, which means it's going to tear down your muscle tissue. And it's been shown when you get into a caloric deficit for a long period of time, your cortisol levels go high. It's a stress hormone. When you're making your body, depriving it of nutrients and stuff, it's going to get stressed out. So that's what cortisol is. It goes up. Ashwagandha has been shown to help suppress it, so you can help kind of feel a little bit better, less stress, and help your metabolism out. Just your hormones out overall. So recommend getting that. Your testosterone is going to lower when you're in a caloric deficit. It's going to get lower. So you can check out like a really good natural test booster, which helps your body give all the things that it needs, micro and macronutrients, to kind of help increase your hormone potency and quality going in your body when you're in a deficit. A big supplement when it comes to cutting is honestly like your pre-workouts. Your working out supplements, right? So I'm really big on drinking a lot of amino acids like EAAs and stuff throughout the day. BCAAs, H&B is great just because it's anti-catabolic, meaning it helps kind of maintain your muscle, not let your body tear away that muscle when it's in a deficit. Also, what's very important you'll see is if you don't take pre-workout, when you go into a big cut, you're going to need pre-workout. I'll show you the base pre-workout that I take now. Once I start getting deep into the cut, I'm going to have to take the stronger Blackout. I take Blackout by Rise. Use code Alex for 15% off. I take the Blackout because it's 400 milligrams caffeine. It's a ton of caffeine, but you talk to a lot of bodybuilders. Like one of my buddies just competed. He was taking like 900 milligrams of caffeine on the last 2 weeks of his cut. You need caffeine, especially when you're getting deep into a cut. It's just going to help you feel like a normal person when you're like limiting yourself that much calorically. So having a really good pre-workout, a high stim one, is going to help you still have those good workouts even when you're depriving yourself of everything that it wants. Next tip is going to be appetite suppression. Now, once you start getting really deep in your cut, you're going to be hungry a lot, like almost all the time. Your cravings are going to suck. It's going to be awful. Now, what I recommend doing first is a refeed day. Once you're getting to around 10% body fat and you're getting really lean, you should start incorporating a refeed day. Once a week, pick a day where you're going to eat a lot more calories. I'd say about maybe 700 more than what you were already eating in that caloric deficit, and a lot of that, let it come from carbs, let it come from like your cravings and stuff like that. Basically a cheat meal or a cheat day. And what it's going to do is going to help reset your leptin levels, which is like your hunger hormone. I think it's a leptin. I might be mistaken on that. It's going to help reset, kind of make you more mentally satisfied because you're allowing yourself to eat what you kind of been craving for so long. And also to help help reset your metabolism almost. Fire your metabolism back up for a day. You have a really good workout that next day and stuff like that. I recommend definitely doing a refeed. Just helps you mentally, honestly, more than anything. Once a week when you're deeper into a cut. Other things for appetite suppression. Low calorie, high volume foods. For me, like I said, that popcorn. It's a low calorie popcorn, 100 calories per bag. I put some powdered butter or whatever on it. I smash that stuff at night. My cravings get awful at nighttime. I eat a ton of popcorn. I eat pickles. I'm really big on pickles at nighttime because they're low calorie and they're very savory and salty, which I like. But yeah, so other things, like when it comes to sugar cravings, again, go back to the fruit. Like fruit is amazing for you. It really helps satisfy my sugar cravings when I get a good cantaloupe or watermelon. It makes me not think about having to go get donuts and stuff all the time. So make sure like your cravings, you deal with them the right way. You can still be in a deficit and still satisfy yourself with eating. Just be smart with it. You can have a lot of Greek yogurt with some fruit in it. It might help satisfy your cravings. It's low calorie and stuff like that. One of my favorite meals. I also have these low calorie keto bars. They're like 180 calories and it's like an ice cream bar and it tastes really good. And it's like low carb. It's literally just like fats and protein, I think, in it. And I'd highly recommend trying those out as well. Those are great. Now, another thing, this is for me, I don't know if it's for everybody. I like to intermittent fast a little bit, not like a crazy fast, but I don't eat until noon every day. And my first meal is usually a smaller, high protein meal, very, very low carb. And I save a lot of my calories for later in the day at nighttime. Because for me, I've experienced I get a lot of my cravings. I get very hungry at night, especially when I'm like about to go to sleep, I want to eat a ton of food. So I save a lot of my calories for later in the day. I'm making sure that I drink BCAAs and aminos throughout the day and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. You know, it was a lot of advice I try to put into here, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys learn and take from it. Again, training your abs is not going to get you a six-pack. Doing all this stuff, cutting the right way, getting in a caloric deficit, and then using these tips that I've given you to help make it more comfortable, is all going to help you get those abs and get shredded like you want. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on if you haven't already. Let me know if you like these more informational videos. I'm bringing them back again. If you've been following me for a while, I used to do this all the time. Back last year, I used to do these informational videos. So if you've enjoyed this stuff and you take a lot from it, please leave a like, comment, and sub so that I know that, so I can do more of them. Let me know down below. But thank you guys. God bless each and every one of you guys. Use code Alex and Roger and I. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.